I'm here outside the Student Center where just this past Tuesday, March 2nd, President Papp held a town hall meeting where students, faculty, and staff could express their concerns and questions about the possible increase of tuition. According to President Papp's letter sent out Friday, February 26th, there is a possibility that tuition at Kennesaw State University could increase 77% due to their share of the $300 million budget reduction.
You know, it's scary when you see the headlines that are like 77% increase in tuition. It's going to be impossible to get hope because, I mean, I'm working 2 jobs. I do have hope, but that doesn't cover all the fees. And an increase in that would really hurt a lot of us.
I already have a hard time paying for the tuition and the fees that we have now, and on top of housing, like I have that. So it's just like, I don't know, I have no idea. Even if it's just like 5% increase, I can't come up with that 5%.
Students are frustrated because they are unsure how they will come up with the rest of the tuition. This could also delay graduation for some due to program cutbacks. President Papp urged students and staff to contact their local legislators. President Papp reassured students and staff that a 77% increase would only be worst-case scenario, but there probably will be an increase of around 20 to 25%. For KSU Action News, I'm Annie Sneed.
I'm here in the Student Center in front of the university rooms where the Student Government Association meets. Now, a few meetings ago, the motion for the purchase of 4 massage chairs was voted against in a 20-7 vote. Still, this arises the question as to how students' money is being spent.
We actually use the money for supplies and materials, copying charges, postage, repairs, but we don't really have anything to repair. The subscriptions and stuff, dues, registration, advertising, per diem fees, stipends and such, and then telecommunications. Stipends are the largest. After that is supplies and materials. Senators get 25% back from their tuition because SGA is essentially like having a job. It's like another class.
Last semester, I looked through the bylaws and I noticed that there were no guidelines about how we can spend our money and what we couldn't spend our money on. And so I felt that we needed some type of guidelines to help us, so we have something to go to.
How big is your budget?
Our budget is $102,555.
I'd like to commend our Secretary, Brigitte Baquet, on the massage chairs issue. Whether or not you support the purchase of the massage chairs, she did go out and talk to over 1,000 students to have them sign their interest. By doing that, she gained tremendous reputation for SGA, regardless of what you think about the issue.
This is Karen Edwards with KSU Action News, signing off.
Groovy, boogie, dynamite, and can you dig it were all words of expression used often when John Patterson and Terry Arnold first came to what was then known as Kennesaw College. They were scholars, achievers, and the first African Americans to step foot at Kennesaw College. Who are they? And what was it like being a part of a school that was once racially divided? John Patterson entered the school in the late 1960s. The same decade, blacks and white students formed the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, also known as the SNCC. Terry Arnold, a close friend of John's and the first African American staff member, paints a vivid picture of the first time she met him.
He went to school, we both went to school at Lemon Street High School, which was the only black high school in Cobb County. We grew up in the Marietta area, and if I remember correctly, during the period of integration, when you had freedom of choice, he elected to go to Marietta High School. So he graduated from Marietta High as one of the first minorities in 1967.
And then after that, he came to...
Then after that, I think he enrolled in school here at Kennesaw Junior College.
So what do we know? We know Terry Arnold and John Patterson were both a part of a movement, an era for change. They both helped pave the way for all African American students here on campus. But what frustrated them? How were they treated, and more importantly, how did they overcome?
Well, in fact, I was the first minority that they ever hired on the staff. They did have a cook and a maid, but no other minorities here on the entire campus. So it was quite different. it was not an unpleasant position or situation. Everybody was very nice. In fact, it was a nice place to work. But of course, they had very, very few minorities here at the time.
Change, a new word of expression used more frequently today. And even though our words of expression, fashion, and style have been altered, John and Terry both teach us not to quit. Cory McGinnis, KSU Action News.
On February 24th, Dan Kaplinger came to KSU to speak about King Gimp, the Oscar-winning documentary chronicling his life. Kaplinger, who developed cerebral palsy as a child, persevered as a painter by learning to paint with a paintbrush attached to his head. This dedication allowed him to earn 2 Bachelors of Science degrees in mass communications and in art, despite being told he was incapable of doing so by educators. Dr. Stafford, a professor at KSU and a personal friend of Kaplinger, said Dan has shared his ability to overcome setbacks and adapt to life in a way that can teach all of us a valuable and necessary lesson on life.